to another interesting edition of Home Truth Niger. So I'm gonna if you miss me. It's been over 1 week since I released the video. I guess some of you miss me at least, if not all. Okay, guys, it's another Q&A segment where we would be looking at questions that have been asked while I was on holiday for Xmas, and let's get straight to the point. So this lady said the Nigerian man needs to be more understanding and willing to compromise. He should share in cooking and serving meals. Well, as harmless as this statement can be, I it will shock a lot of you to understand that this could actually be a major problem in a lot of intercultural relationship, because you have certain type of Nigerian men who will never wash plates or do the dishes, or talk less of cooking or doing the abominable serving meal. That's a taboo. Now, the truth is that an average Nigerian man can cook very well, but for whatever reason, a lot of Nigerian men don't want to do this. The simple reason is one, they didn't see their parents. Most Nigerian men, not all, but most Nigerian men didn't see their parents cooking, washing plates, doing dishes, or serving meal. So a lot of these men growing up didn't see their parents doing this. So it's like, if my dad didn't do it and he stayed happily with my mom, who are you that I should do it for you? And that's the truth. Because the concept of the Nigerian man is his duty is to provide for his family. Anything outside of that, as regards to running the house, you would take care of it. Although there are a lot of Nigerian men who are, okay with cooking, doing dishes, and all of that. They can do that occasionally. Some would do that without having any problem. This is also one of the main reasons why you need to understand the philosophy and expectation of your Nigerian man. If the man believes he is not in any way going to cook for his partner or wash dishes, and you're one of these women who think like, no, I want to marry a man who would assist in this, then from the get-go, you guys are not meant to be together. It is important because it would help you in the future to reduce a lot of drama, because in some homes, in especially when you're with some traditional guys, there are gender roles assigned in domestic chores, like cooking, cleaning the house, who brings the money home, and all of that. So there are gender roles assigned to that. So have that at the back of your head when you are getting to know your Nigerian man, as part of what you want to know as regards his philosophy and expectation. Another question is, what do Oyinbo dating Niger babes? What about Oyibo dating Nigerian babes? So I guess this person was reacting to this video I made, red flags you should not ignore when dating a Nigerian. So this person was reacting to this. Now, yes, the truth is that it is difficult to associate scamming and online fraud with the Nigerian woman, because to be a woman in Nigeria, you would be brought up in such a way whereby you have a lot of people, watching after you, your parents, your siblings, even the society or the environment you live in. A lot of people will be watching after you. A lot of Nigerian women just want to, go to school, learn a trade, get married, start a family. That's what an average Nigerian woman, wants to do. So this concept of associating fraud with Nigerian women is non-existent for whatever reason. However, there are some, very few, Western men who marry Nigerian women, and even when they marry them, you hardly hear stories like, "Oh, she married me and she used me for visa," or she married me to use me for my money," or all of this. You hardly hear Nigerian women being associated with this, because an average Nigerian woman is raised to support and nurture any person, her man, her home, she finds herself. That is what an average woman, Nigerian woman, is raised to do. The most important thing, you just need to make sure you have some money, because we say in Nigeria, there is no romance without finance. So if you want to go ahead to be with a Nigerian woman, you just have to make sure you get some money, because money makes the love sweeter. Uh, but yeah, again, if you look at some of these men who actually come to marry our women, you would see that okay, a lot of them might be approaching towards the senior citizen stage of their life, coming to look for younger women, but you don't have your eyebrow raised as compared to what you're seeing on the screen, because I mean this just screams everything wrong. I'm sure this dude swallowed the teeth of this lady while kissing her. In fact, no sensible Nigerian family will allow the bride of their son come to a wedding with a pink hair. Like, what is she? A girl band from the 90s? It's like Britney Spears just, came out from some asylum home or whatever it is. So, I mean, if you look at this, you will know that something is not right there as compared to the picture I showed previously. Now, one personal advice I would give to you if you're a man, you're dating a Nigerian girl, is just try to have some money. Make sure you have some money. Make sure you're not broke. Our women don't respond to flowers and love notes and all of this. Our women respond to money. Make sure you've got money. They can spend why they love you and all of that, and that'll be fine. And I would advise you also, before you make or do anything serious, travel to Nigeria, visit her family, walk around with her in a street, and if nobody stops you to punch your eye, then that lady is single. So that's it. Another question that was asked is it illegal for an African man to marry two women in Africa? The answer is yes and no. In most African tradition, like if we use Nigeria as a case study, you can marry more than one wife. Uh, so long as you do it the traditional way. The tradition in most African countries, permits you to marry more than one. There's no problem if you marry in some traditions, especially in Nigeria. But if you're coming from a family that's practice strict monogamy, it could be a problem, as they just want everyone in their family to be monogamous, not like being polygamous. But if you want to marry more than one wife, it's certainly not a problem in a lot of tradition. Just like this gentleman here. I mean, this gentleman, he actually wedded these two women the same day. And guess what? People graced the occasion. A lot of people attended the wedding. You can marry more than one in some traditions in Nigeria and in Africa, but if you want to do a civil marriage in the court, you can only marry one. And if for whatever reason you need to get a second wife, you could go and marry traditionally, but not marry what do you call it in court. But if you want to divorce the first wife, to if you want to get married again in court, you have to divorce the first wife before you can be allowed to marry. Because if for whatever reason you try to play games and then marry in a civil way while you've actually done that before and you've not yet annulled the first marriage, then you are committing bigamy, and bigamy is a serious offense under the Nigerian law. It's something that is punishable by imprisonment in Nigeria. So that's why I say to you, ladies, please take your time when you are going to Nigeria to get married. The truth is this: there are some men who know that they are talking to one woman somewhere in the United States, Canada, or some part of the world, and they know that okay, in no distant time, this woman will come to get married to them. So these men would rather go and marry in Nigeria traditionally to the woman they love, and then when they marry this woman traditionally, they are married. Society recognizes that they are married. Then when you fly, you that is the Western lady, when you fly to Nigeria to come marry this woman, um, you would be wedded in court, and there wouldn't be any trace to point out that this dude has been married before. And that is why you need to make sure before you get married, you do your finding, make sure that everything is okay, because he could marry you in a civil way, come over with you to your country, Once he gets his papers, he divorces you, and then he brings his family, especially the wife he has wedded traditionally. So be very, very careful. Now, another person said she was reacting to this video, why your Nigerian man is silent towards you. She said, actually, this behavior is so childish and lacking emotional maturity. Well, in some ways, I would say it could seem childish, like, you want him to talk as an adult, like, say your mind, what the problem is. At the same time, it could be seen as some kind of mature behavior, depending on what the situation is that has led to it. So most times, being silent, as I've always said, it's a message that is being passed to you. It could be positive, it could be negative. But the truth is that a lot of people can't pick these cues. You can't see signals that, okay, this person is trying to communicate to you. That's why he's silent. And, they don't want to voice their opinion because they believe if they say things, they could provoke you, get you angry or sad, or even say things they could never take back. So they just give you cues. So you pick the signals, and then you just, behave yourself, and everybody behave themselves. And that's just it. Okay. Another lady asks, I am an American woman married to a Nigerian man. We have a 13-year age gap, and I can't conceive anymore. He has one child, I have two. Does this mean he's using me for his papers to come to the States? For this question, you need to look at it in multiple ways. First thing you need to consider is the age difference between the both of you. And like you said, 13 years gap. And then another thing you need to look out is like, does he really want kids again? And you may ask him, he might tell you no, given he has one already. But one way you could basically get an answer to this is also to look at his siblings, see how many what is the average number of children that his siblings they have. So if, for instance, if you see that they have an average of three and he has one, there could be a slight chance that he would want to have kids again. I'm not saying that is certain, but this could be possible. You also need to look at where is the mother of the child uh, and her current status. You need to always get that away. So if you are with a Nigerian man who has a child, you need to find out what is the current status of the mother of that child. Where is that lady? Where is she? You don't need to like, oh yeah, he has a child, baby mama. No, you need to find out what is the current state of that woman. Where is she? Is she married? Is she still single? You need to get this information before you know how to go about it. Also, we need to look at how did he meet you? Did he meet you online? Did you find him on a dating site? On what condition and terms did he meet you? Did he try to meet you first as a scammer? Did he come with his real identity? There are a lot of things you need to put into perspective. Also, you need to look at how did you get married and who was in attendance. Was it this kind of wedding whereby it's just like what do you call it, cirque du soleil, just like a freak show? You just appeared, and then like, oh, yeah, he's a person who's going to appear for tonight, everybody gives a round of applause. Or you actually took your time, you went, you saw the family they attended the wedding. You could recognize that, okay, everyone around him, his family, friends, they knew that you were getting married to him. And also, it's important to also know who paid for the wedding. And uh, you also have to look at factor. Were you sending him a lot of money before? They used to send him money. You have to look at this things. Were you sending money to him consistently? If these informations are made available, then it's easier to basically um, look at these factors and then see if there is a chance he will stand with you in the future, or he's just there uh, to get his green card. One thing about green card is that green card is very powerful. It scatters a lot of union. It exposes the true character of the person you think you actually love. It brings out the real character, and it turns love to hate and every other names that are associated with diabetes, like cupcake, sugar, honey. It would turn to things like sour, vinegar, Swedish bitter. But one advantage in your case is that both of you have kids. But since both of you have kids, you're married. I can only wish you the best in your marriage. That's all I can wish you. You're married, so good luck to you in your marriage. Another person asks, I know this may not be important, but is it true Nigerian men love curvy women? Do you have you do not have to answer it if you find it inappropriate. It's actually fine, to answer it. I've been wanting to do a video on this, but I was very careful. I didn't want to offend anybody because of the way I reason as a Nigerian. The truth is, most Nigerian men, not all, but most Nigerian men love women with flesh. You can call it curvy, you can call it chubby, whatever. But yes, most Nigerian men love women, as we say, you can grab something. In fact, in Nigeria, you might be body shamed for being so skinny. People will actually ask you, don't you eat at home? Are you starving? Are you sick? And all of that. It's the reverse back home. So I guess a lot of you who have met Nigerian men, a lot of you would maybe in the West, people, body shame you because of your size and whatever. But all of a sudden, there's this Nigerian man who's like, "Woo, wow!" It's like he just saw the pyramid of Egypt. Like, "Woo, wow, you're beautiful," and all of this, and you're like, "Wow." Really, yes, a lot of Nigerian men would have told a lot of you this. That's because Nigerian men, most of them, not all, love women who have some flesh. So it's normal for an average Nigerian man to be interested in women who've got some flesh. As I said before, something to grab in front. You understand what I'm saying? And then something to lean on at the back. It's the way Nigerian men love it. But this is not enough for him to love you or even marry you. Before you start going out to shop for engagement ring. And let me tell you one funny thing. You have this Nigerian men who would date women of, you know, different shapes and sizes just to have the experience of what's like to uh, take a chubby woman to bed, a slim lady to bed. They would do all of this. At the end of the day, they would go marry somebody else or spend their life with somebody else. So be very, very careful so they don't get experience with you before your name appears on their resume. Okay. So this lady said, please feel free to share this story so other women can learn from it. I'm scheduled to go to Nigeria in April to get married to my boyfriend of 37 years old. After much investigation from people in Nigeria, I was told he's married with kids for the past 6 years. I confronted him on this and he denied it that people are trying to divide what we've worked hard for. What should I do? By the way, I'm 62 years old. Well, to start with, I would tell you that you did very well by investigating him. This is why I always say when and if you ever go to visit Nigeria, you ever go to visit your partner in Nigeria and you're not convinced about him, there's still some gray areas you like want to get information before you go further. I would always tell you to put your ears to the ground and be more observant than anything. You could even meet some people he knows, take their number, exchange, so you could get information and then ask them to give you information anonymously because you promise you won't tell. A lot would do that. I've seen a lot do that. So I would tell you to basically do nothing, my dear. I don't know if I should call you sister or elder. I don't know. I basically tell you to do nothing. My reasons are first, the age gap is too much between the both of you, 37 and 62. It screams scam. Firstly, that man is on his prime. You are, I don't know if it's right to say you're out of your prime or you're gradually going out of your prime. And secondly, is this once you see things or you start hearing stories or you start observing things that doesn't make sense, or there are a lot of lies and stories that are just being thrown up and down about the relationship, I would tell you to, as always, discontinue. Don't think it is one sign that, oh, your love or whatever, your endurance is being tested. Nobody is testing you. Nobody cares if you're being tested or not. Just discontinue. If the road is not straight, abandon it, or you would be stuck in the middle of nowhere. So it is a good thing you do nothing. It is better you uh cry, heal from this than to actually get married and then this person comes into your life and destroy you. Trust me, that will be more devastating to you. So, yeah, just cry. I could send you some handkerchief so you get well. But you did well by investigating. Okay, another person said, I'm engaged to my Nigerian man since October, although we haven't met physically and we plan on getting married this year. He wants to visit me before we can finalize our marital plan. Is this a good thing? I keep wondering, how do you get engaged to somebody you've never met? I don't understand how this can be possible. It's like the ninth wonder of the world. I don't understand this. Well, my simple advice is, this is my advice. This is my personal advice. Okay, you can take it or leave it. I would suggest you should be the one to go to Nigeria. Go visit him in Nigeria first. Know the family you are about to get married into and see if everything is clear for you to proceed. That is my honest answer. Another thing you need to understand is this guy you are talking to, although you engage to him, you may not like it, he's still a stranger to you. Have you ever thought that he could just come into your country and disappear? What if he just needed someone who is a citizen, to write him an invite, or to, with this person, apply for a fiancé visa, and then he gets into your country and then he vanishes into thin air and then you just don't see him again? What if that happens? Have you ever thought about it? Because he's still a stranger, and that's the reason why you need to go to Nigeria. So that money he is planning on using to come into your country to visit you, let him give you some part of that money, and then you fly to Nigeria and go see if everything is okay. If you go to Nigeria and then you enjoy yourself, you see things are cool, then you could invite him over or make a fiance visa. It's all depends uh, on you. Okay. Uh, uh, Last question says he keeps calling that he wants to marry me, and the mother is also on my neck. What should I do? So here's the thing: a lot of Nigerian mothers, could push someone to actually marry their son. It happens, but here's the truth: most Nigerian mothers who do this, they must have, whatever reason, had contact with this lady to see that, okay, this lady is actually good. We want her in our family. So in a situation where you don't know this woman, she's just calling you on behalf of the son. Maybe the son gives her a microphone and she's like, "Oh yes, my son love you. She wants to marry you." Come, you don't know this woman and stuff. I'll be very, very careful. I would be very careful, very, very careful. I'm not saying it can't happen. It can, but still, I would not throw caution into the wind. I'll be very, very careful. This is from experience. So, guys, I would like to wish you all a happy new year. I hope you guys had a good start to 2024. I hope it is year of no scamming, no sending money to a man you've never met before, and all of that. Above all, wisdom. So, guys, if you got questions, you can write me on hometruth86@gmail.com. You can always write me. Even while I was on holiday, I was still responding to a lot of you. You can attest to that. Guys, I don't charge money. So if you want to share your stories, please write me totally free of charge. I will try my best to answer you as best as I can. The next video we'll be talking on is the 3 fears Nigerian men have about Western lady. This video is currently on production. So, guys, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for listening. Sorry for this long video, but I mean, it's a new year. All the best to you guys. Home Truth Nigeria. Peace out.